1-21. Published by BibleVise. The Book of Judges is a fascinating and complex historical narrative in the Hebrew Bible. These Judges chapter summaries will provide a concise overview of the key events and characters, offering a helpful guide for deeper exploration of this rich text. When you are done reading here, you may also want to check out our complete list of Bible chapter summaries for every book of the Bible. Book of Judges summary by chapter. Chapter 1. Rebelling after Joshua. Following Joshua's death, the Israelites inquire of the Lord about which tribe should take the lead in conquering the remaining Canaanite territories. The Lord identifies Judah, and they, along with Simeon, launch a successful campaign, conquering some but not all of the land. However, the Israelites fail to drive out the remaining Canaanites entirely, leading to future conflicts. Chapter 2. The angel of the Lord rebukes Israel. An angel of the Lord appears to the Israelites and reminds them of their covenant obligations. Despite God's past victories on their behalf, the Israelites have not driven out the Canaanites and have begun to intermarry with them and adopt their gods. The angel warns of the consequences of their disobedience. Chapter 3. Oppression by the Canaanites. As punishment for their disobedience, the Israelites are subjected to oppression by the king of Aram Naharaim for 20 years. They cry out to the Lord for deliverance, demonstrating their repentance. Chapter 4. Deborah and Barak lead the Israelites. The Lord raises up Deborah, a prophetess, and Barak, a military leader, to deliver the Israelites from the Canaanites. They gather an army and defeat the Canaanite forces led by Sisera, securing peace for the land for 40 years. Chapter 5. The Song of Deborah and Barak. This chapter presents the Song of Deborah and Barak, a poetic celebration of their victory over the Canaanites. The song praises God for intervention and deliverance, recounts the events leading up to the battle, and highlights the significance of the victory. Chapter 6. Gideon judges Israel. The Israelites again fall into idolatry and are oppressed by the Midianites for 7 years. The Lord commissions Gideon, a young man from the tribe of Manasseh, to lead the Israelites to victory. Though initially hesitant, Gideon accepts the call and destroys the altar of Baal, a Canaanite god, provoking the anger of the local people. Chapter 7. Gideon's victory over the Midianites. With a small, hand-picked group of soldiers, Gideon employs unconventional tactics to defeat the vast Midianite army. He utilizes noisemakers, torches, and trumpets to create confusion and panic among the enemy, leading to their defeat and the liberation of Israel. Chapter 8. Pursuit of the Midianite kings. Gideon pursues the fleeing Midianite kings, Zebah and Zalmunna, capturing and killing them, ensuring a decisive victory. However, tensions arise within Israel as Gideon refuses to accept kingship, emphasizing his reliance on God for leadership. Chapter 9. Abimelech's rule and downfall. Gideon's son, Abimelech, seeks to establish himself as king by seizing power in Shechem. He kills his 70 brothers and proclaims himself king, manipulating the people through violence and deceit. However, his rule is short-lived, marked by instability and internal conflict. Ultimately, Abimelech is killed in a rebellion, fulfilling a prophecy against his tyrannical reign. Chapter 10. Tola and Jair judge Israel. Following the chaos under Abimelech's rule, Tola judges Israel for 23 years, bringing a period of relative peace. After his death, Jair serves as judge for 22 years, highlighting the ongoing cycle of leadership and challenges faced by the Israelites. Chapter 11. Jephthah and the daughter's vow. Jephthah, a Gileadite warrior, is called upon to lead the Israelites against the Ammonites. In a desperate plea for victory, Jephthah makes a vow to the Lord, promising to sacrifice whatever comes out of his house to greet him upon his return. Unfortunately, his daughter is the first to emerge, and Jephthah, bound by his vow, fulfills it, bringing tragedy and raising questions about faith and sacrifice. Chapter 12. Jephthah's clash with Ephraim. A conflict erupts between Jephthah and the tribe of Ephraim, who accuse him of excluding them from the battle against the Ammonites. The conflict escalates into violence, and Jephthah defeats the Ephraimites, highlighting the ongoing tribal rivalries and internal divisions within Israel. Chapter 13. Samson's birth and calling. An angel of the Lord appears to Manoah and his wife, announcing the birth of their son, Samson. The angel declares that Samson will be a Nazirite, dedicated to God from birth, and will begin to deliver Israel from the Philistines. The chapter outlines the specific restrictions and responsibilities associated with the Nazirite vow. Chapter 14. Samson's marriage and riddles. Samson falls in love with a Philistine woman from Timnah, defying the restrictions of his Nazirite vow. He travels to Timnah and engages in a series of riddles with the Philistines, offering a wager and eventually winning 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothing. However, his actions create tension and lay the groundwork for future conflict. Chapter 15. Samson's revenge and exploits. Samson's anger towards the Philistines escalates when they burn his wife and her father's house. He retaliates by killing 30 Philistines and taking their garments to fulfill his wager. This act ignites a war between the Israelites and the Philistines. Chapter 16. Delilah's deception and Samson's downfall. Samson falls in love with Delilah, a Philistine woman. The Philistine lords bribe Delilah to discover the secret of Samson's strength. Through deception and manipulation, Delilah learns that Samson's strength is tied to his hair being unshorn. She reveals this secret to the Philistines, who capture and shave Samson, rendering him powerless. Chapter 17. Samson's final act and death. Samson, blinded and imprisoned by the Philistines, prays to God for one final act of strength. During a celebratory feast at the temple of Dagon, the Philistine god, Samson pushes down the pillars, bringing the temple down on himself and many Philistines. Though considered morally ambiguous, Samson's final act is interpreted as one of self-sacrifice and revenge against his oppressors. Chapter 18. Micah's idolatry and the Danites' conquest. The chapter tells the story of Micah, a man who creates idols and steals from his mother. A group of Danites, searching for an inheritance, encounter the Levite who resides with Micah's stolen items. They steal the idols and the Levite, eventually conquering the city of Laish and establishing their own territory, highlighting the ongoing chaos and lack of centralized leadership. Chapter 19. The Levite, the concubine, and the Benjamites. A Levite and his concubine travel through the land of Benjamin. In the city of Gibeah, the concubine is gang-raped, and the Levite seeks justice. However, the Benjamites refuse to hand over the perpetrators, leading to a full-blown war between the Benjamites and the other Israelite tribes. Chapter 20. War with Benjamin and near annihilation. The Israelites suffer significant losses in their initial battle against the Benjamites. They seek guidance from the Lord and eventually defeat the Benjamites, nearly wiping out the entire tribe. Recognizing the potential for complete elimination, the Israelites regret their actions and take steps to preserve a remnant of the Benjamite tribe. Chapter 21. Restoring the Benjamites. In this final chapter, the Israelites seek the Lord's guidance on how to reintegrate the remaining Benjamites into the community. They arrange for marriages between Benjamite men and women from other tribes, ensuring the tribe's survival.